All right, we're back.
Hooray!
Three of us are here.
We did it.
Yay.
Yay.
For like
For the last time
1
for
week.
a while.
Yeah, and then no one's here.
For the last time ever. That's not true.
Not
This
true.
is the last podcast ever. Never
That's
again.
Also not true.
Yeah.
As far as I know, hopefully. Like,
Yeah, no.
shit can happen.
Twist of
going.
surprise, twist of fate happens.
Yeah.
Somehow it's gonna outlive the three of us.
It probably will. Let's be real.
Yeah, there you go. Paul, you've been gone for a while. How's your last couple weeks been?
So fucking hectic, and I can't talk about why because of... I can talk to you guys about why. I can't talk about... It's work-related. I can't say stuff like that on
That would do it,
podcasts.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's good and not
It's
bad.
so stupid. Like, I almost should tell you off air just because it has been ridiculous what's been going on.
man.
But yes,
Okay.
it's been something.
All right. Anything in the last 2 weeks you want to talk about that you've been up to?
No, like just watching TV and stuff, but like nothing really to report on that. I'm just trying to keep up on things as we go here, but nothing special.
Okay. John, how's your last week been?
It's all right. I got off my meds because I ran out of them finally, and so I'm dealing with the physical crash that comes with that. So that's a treat.
Fun.
Yeah, so I'm just like really tired. So if I look tired or more than usual, that's why. So I apologize.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
It's all right. Yeah, I'm just
Man.
like, well, I got like a week before my trip, and I'm just like, I don't think they're really doing anything, so I'm just gonna take a break from them. And my doc's like, all right, if you want, like you can get on a new one if you think we can up the dose again. I'm like, no, let's just not really doing anything. Let's take a break, and then after I remember what it's like to be off of them, maybe we'll try another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Hopefully you travel okay without them, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be like low energy for this upcoming week, and then by the time the trip comes up, I should be okay.
Yeah, until your body
Cool.
gets used to not having that, like, not crutch, but like that thing in it.
Yeah. So my body's just gonna be like, oh what? Hey, okay, yeah, let's get back to this. Let's try this again.
Yeah.
It's nice to have my heart rate go back to normal, but it sucks being like, okay, I need a nap. Oh, I just slept for 3 hours,
Yeah.
but I only woke up an hour ago. This sucks.
Weird.
Dude, it's
Okay.
awful.
Since we last recorded, my Reggie interview has gone up, so people kind of heard the whole behind the scenes thing last time. If they want to see the finished product, they can check out my Twitter or Reggie Fils-Aimé's Twitter, also linked to it. So,
Yeah.
couple ways to find it there. Yeah, hopefully, people enjoy what I put together. I was proud of it, although it has some audio issues, but you do one-man crew, right?
Yeah. I didn't notice. So.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. Thank
Yeah.
you. With that out of the way, let's do the top-down perspective for September 15th. I'm still Sean Booker.
I'm currently Paul Fleck.
And I may not be John Wheeler in the future. Who knows?
Nice. Hey, okay, Paul, 2 weeks. You must have played something?
Yeah, I've been on and off. Like, I guess the big one was, I was catching up with the TDP Plus thing, and then I played Tinykin, which is our next TDP Plus thing. So those were the big things. I played Asura's Wrath again. Just, I don't know. That's still a weird thing.
The best
still
Dragon Ball Z
exists.
game.
The best Dragon Ball Z game. Yep, that's about right. I don't think I remember seeing the full ending, the full of the DLC ending, because it went on about a whole fight longer than I remember. But
Okay.
a lot of that game, honestly, there's parts of that game that is just so clearly like, yeah, I remember the giant like sword like puncturing him from the moon down to Earth. I remember the big like fat dude or whatever, the first real boss.
Early, yeah.
Like, I remember even the end, which I won't get into here because I think people should play that if you can, and it's better to not know specifics. But there's like a lot of stuff in between those fights that I just forgot happened and existed, and a lot of the same just shooting bunch of stuff until the next cutscene.
Yeah, that's the thing is like that game is totally the boss fights.
Yeah.
And then everything in between is like this needs to be like a tenth the length.
It needs
This
to
is
be
just
shorter.
boring.
Yeah.
Like because I have played through it a couple times, like trying like showing people.
Okay.
And it's like I just set it to easy, and it's still just like, hang on, I gotta mash X for like 4 minutes here.
Yeah.
Get to the good stuff. I promise you. It's almost like it'd just be better to just watch it all on YouTube.
I definitely agree. Yeah. I don't think you're missing out on a lot of this stuff in between. But yeah, like there's a whole portion where he's like, there's a whole portion where you even don't play as Asura, which I didn't remember even. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's like milestones in my head that is just like, yep, I remember this. Yep. Oh, what? What are we doing now? Okay, I guess we're running through this place or something. Yeah.
Like when I think back, it's like that. It's the moon. I remember like most of the moon because I think that's
Of
my favorite
course.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big dude. Obviously, the extra bathhouse scene because that's just nonsense.
Yeah.
He loses his arms, but then he like puts the sword in his mouth.
Yep.
That's pretty. And then I know the ending, and then like the extra ending involves the spider. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Even more.
Yeah, like I didn't even remember the like final form of the final boss of the DLC. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a mess. That thing is kind of a mess, but it's super fun for those cutscenes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And just the nonsense quick time events you're doing. It was super fun at the time on like the 360 when that you would like through the first time, and then you would like punch someone in the face and the achievement would pop up on their cheek just as you finally hit them.
Yeah.
Like, that was extra goofy, and like no one really does that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's still fun. People should check that game out.
Absolutely.
And I played through all of the Ascent. Like, I had played a bunch of it and I finished it.
Okay. That has new DLC.
That's why,
really
yeah,
soon,
I caught up.
It's already out?
It's out, yeah. It came out, I think, a month or two ago. Like, I'm pretty late on it, actually.
Oh, so you did play the new DLC?
No, that's coming up next. I just wrapped 100% on the main game, base game. So
okay,
yeah,
right on.
That game's still cool. Speaking of which, I also wrapped up on Vampire Survivors until today. This morning, a new patch came out, which added a couple more things. So I'm gonna jump back in that probably tonight. But yeah, I don't know. Just trying to wrap shit up.
I hear 1.0 is very soon for Vampire Survivors, right?
I think there's the date that came out that I read was September 29th.
That's soon?
Ooh, that's really soon.
Yeah.
2 weeks?
And it's going to get a price increase apparently too. Not
I would assume so now that the full game's done.
Not too much apparently, but like that game is $3, so I definitely could see. Yeah, this is easily, if you're being like super cheap, this is easily worth 10 even. Like
I was gonna say, like, what did they go up to 5?
That's probably what it's going to be.
5.
It didn't say in the thing that I read.
I'd be surprised if they went over 10.
Oh, dude, I would be surprised if they hit 10. Honestly,
not that they like don't deserve it.
They absolutely do.
Yeah, no, they absolutely deserve more than 10. But just the fact that this person's whole kind of mindset has been, I just wanted to get it in people's hands. So, it is forever $3.
Yeah. Yeah, that game is still super fun. I will say that the mindset of like just trying to keep up with the collection in the game and like get the achievements and unlocking stuff kind of ruined a little bit of the enjoyment for me, because then it became more of like a chore. It started feeling like, oh, I have to get to level 99 this run or whatever, instead of just kind of having fun trying stuff out. And also, when you play it as much as I've been playing it, that whole I want to like try this type of run loses its appeal, because you've done all of those types of runs and they all suck except for you find the meta essentially, where you're just like, okay, if I'm gonna get to over 30 minutes and like beat the Grim Reaper, I always need this, and at least this. So you're always going to build into that, and it kind of takes the fun out of like the randomness maybe feeling of that game. I don't know. That's a personal gripe. That's like, this is a game that you play in like little spouts and stuff, and I've played about 40 hours in the last few weeks. So I've overdone it.
Yeah,
really
well,
make
you
me
only
feel
have
glad
yourself
that
to
I
blame.
just kind of ignored.
You should
them
just pick at
completely.
it.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, just pick at it. I'm just like, okay, now there's like a ton of updates. I'll just give it a shot now. That kind of setup.
It was because one update specifically was just like, get to level 99 with each character and do like these other things in one update. And then I was just like, oh man, all right, here we go. Here's going through every single character or whatever. And then it felt like a chore that way. But it's done now. It was never bad. It's a perfect podcast game, which is what I've been using it for. But each run becomes samey after a while.
Also a great Steam Deck game.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yep. That's all I've been playing.
All right, and John, it sounds like you haven't been playing stuff.
Free time has had nothing in it that I can talk about anyways, but stream-wise, currently I'm playing through Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, man.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, you were playing this last week.
Yeah, that doesn't hold up.
I believe it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So first, we've done 2 streams of it now. The first stream was just like what I remember of the game. Like I had played it when I was younger. I remember going through like Great Mighty Pooh, going through like the caveman area, all like this nonsense, and be like, okay, yeah, like this has all been pretty good. Like I remember these jokes. The joke's a little dated, but whatever. It was probably always like that. Like push the envelope.
Sure.
Gameplay, it was like worse than I remember, but it was still like all right. And then I got to this week's stream and it was just bad. Like checkpoints felt in like really bad spots. Like they stopped trying to tell jokes and they just kept doing references to movies for some reason. Bad checkpointing, so I'd have to go through areas over and over again, like awkward controls. And I'm just like, why am I playing this? Like, dude, it was bad. Like, I'd asked my audience too the entire time. I'm like, yo, like I never hear anyone talk about like the second half of this game. Is there a reason for that? And everyone's like, yeah, you've pretty much figured it out. Everyone like the first half of the game is considered the good half. Some people like the second half, but most people were just like, yeah, no, we're not really defending this anymore.
Back to my time with that game, like I barely touched the single player. It was like a multiplayer game for me.
Oh, the multiplayer is great.
Yeah,
that's fun. Yeah, so I remember loving that as a kid, and from what people were telling me, they all kind of felt the same. But yeah, I don't know, man. The story mode's kind of been a bummer. I'm in the second half of the game where it's just shooting segments now, so I'm just running around with machine guns fighting Nazi knockoffs called Teddies. And then at some point, I'm gonna get to a Matrix parody, and then the ending of the game. So I'm just working through that right now.
Wasn't there a sequel to this on the Xbox?
No, the Xbox version was a remake. Live and Reloaded.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
They remade the game. They tightened up they fixed a bunch of issues in the game apparently. So I am kicking myself a little bit for not playing that version. But they completely overhauled the multiplayer and apparently was not as fun.
Who picked the 64 version then? If you knew the Xbox was better.
I actually had people telling me it was not the better version. They said that people like didn't like it for X and Y reasons. And then after we got through the N64 one, or as far as we've gotten, we looked into it and we're like, oh no, people are just stupid. This is the better version.
Dude,
Oops.
I have definitely found that when people recommend something to me, they always pick some dumb reason because that's the dumb version, because that's what they're nostalgic for. And then it's just like, oh, this one's way better. What the fuck?
Yeah, I am admittedly kicking myself a bit for not just doing Live and Reloaded.
Yeah, it happens.
Even though it has like some uncanny valley things, because it's like, oh, the models seem like weirdly like toyish and weirdly like not as entertaining, not as like invested as the N64 one seems. But
does the camera not suck ass though? Because that's always the thing.
The camera does not suck
games.
ass from what I saw, because it is garbo in the N64 one. But that's just because it's an N64 game.
Totally. Yep.
Is it like C buttons as your camera?
Yeah, but I'm using Rare Replay, so like what's really weird is like in the shooter sections, the right stick is how I move when I'm trying to shoot.
Oh my god.
The controls are really weird in the shooter segments. They're third person segments. So it is right trigger to like zoom into the over the shoulder view, left trigger held down and then released to fire.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right stick to move and left stick to aim. It is insane.
Wow.
You can tell
How did
like
they not update this.
So here's the thing. Rare Replay did for Jet Force Gemini. Jet Force Gemini has like a modern control scheme, which is actually pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know if I just missed the option when I booted up Rare Replay or if they just didn't put it into Conker.
Huh. That's super weird.
But like looking at the achievement list for the game anyways on Rare Replay, it almost feels like they didn't want to put too much time into it because there's like I think there's like 12 achievements per game. And the majority of them are play a multiplayer mode 5 times, and there's like 5 for the actual story mode. 1 being use a cheat code, 1 being turn on the game, 1 being finish the game, 1 being find every money in the game, and I don't even remember what the 5th one was. But it's just like, oh yeah, die once. Those were the 5 achievements for the main single player. I'm just like, all right, whatever, man. You clearly didn't even like this game yourselves, so.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, otherwise,
funny.
all my stuff I've been playing is stream stuff. I got a bunch of sponsored streams I'm doing this weekend, so I'm trying out a bunch of brand new games that come out.
Ooh,
so I'm excited for that.
Like what?
Give me a second. Let me get my list up here. Tomorrow, around 3:30 Mountain Time, I'm doing a stream of Blind Fate Edo no Yami, which looks like
I played
a
that.
Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
That's a 2.5D Metroidvania type thing where...
Of course you played it then.
Yeah, of course, right? It took me about half an hour to get the feel of what they want you to do. It's very, like, countering an enemy based and, like, using weaknesses and, like, different elements to fight them.
That's what it seemed like from what I had looked at. They gave me the code, and they were like, you might want to, like, boot it up and give it a little try to make sure, like, get the basics. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should do that if they're saying it. And now if you're saying it too, doubly.
Is there, like, a new port of this? Because this came out last year.
Did it? Because this game only came out officially yesterday.
Yeah,
or like today.
Early access maybe.
I'm just looking at Steam. It says December 16th, 2021.
Yeah, they put the release date for when it hits the store page, and that includes early access on Steam.
Oh, you know what? You're probably looking at the prologue, because I'm looking at the Steam page right now, and it says release date September 15th, 2022.
Oh, okay.
Is Dojo the prologue?
Yes.
Dojo? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how am I supposed to know that?
No, that's fair.
That's fair, yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, the full name is Blind Fate Edo no Yami, and the full game came out officially today, the 15th. So
yeah, I'd be interested to... Oh, yeah, you're gone, I think. I will be interested to hear what you have to say about it. Maybe I'll watch the VOD or something, because I won't be around for that.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's Friday. Saturday, I'm playing a game called Space Tale, but it's not the full game. It's got a subtitle. Space Tale Lost in the Sands. This is the prologue to a full release. This game basically looks like and was marketed to me as a combination of Hollow Knight and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and like the HUD and the way the graphics look and the stage layout does look a lot like Ori as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'm playing the prologue for this on Saturday during
Every Journey Leads Home is the one that hasn't been announced when that's coming out, I think, yet.
Yeah, I believe it's in like a month or two. But yeah,
this looked dope. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks really cool. So I'm excited to try this one out. And then Saturday I'm doing another stream as well, and on Sunday rather I'm doing another stream, and on Sunday I'm playing You Suck at Parking.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been wanting to.
Yeah, that looks really, really stupid and really fun.
Yeah, it does.
But apparently they haven't patched in the private lobbies yet. They had like a weird issue that they had to keep it out at the moment. So it's just going to be like random single player and random online stuff. But I'm doing Dare Drop, so I'm going to be doing challenges and stuff too.
Yeah, Dare Drop's great.
But yeah, so that's the stuff I'm going to be trying out this week. And you'll have to wait a month to find out how I felt about it, or watch the VOD.
Or tune in, yeah. Which might be preferable for John.
I mean, it works out for me. Yeah, the higher viewership, the more I get paid. So please.
Yeah.
Nice.
Please.
Okay, this last week for me, I've been playing through... I'm not done it. I'm about halfway, I think. Through the Big Con, which is a game that came out last year, but this summer they came out with the like bigger Grift edition or something like that. Which just kind of put a bunch more in the whole thing. It's not like an extra area or something like that. So if you've played through the Big Con, you would have to like start over again, basically. Or maybe you can do like... No, actually, I have no idea. Anyway, this is an adventure game set in the 90s. And it's very like Nickelodeon and like extremely 90s inspired. Everyone looks like they're from Doug. as far as like the art style and the characters. Like everyone's like green or purple, and they all look like they were from the show Doug. So I'm loving these vibes.
Sure.
Every now and then you get to hang out with your friend Rad Ghost, who is a rad ghost, and he just tells you cool stuff. And so the whole point is you're becoming a con artist. Your mom wants you to like go off to trombone camp, but you don't want to become like a famous trombonist. You want to just work in the family movie store. But the family movie store is like in debt, so you go on this like cross country road trip, con people out of their money, and each level you're getting more and more money with that and whatnot.
Okay, cool.
And it's a lot of like, oh, this person wants like this weird drink. I'm gonna get the drink by doing a series of like trades, and then I'm gonna make it hard for them. They're gonna have to pay it. So like one of the funny jokes is you go up to one guy and you're on like a train level, so. Right, finally. And then you just keep asking him questions over and over. And he's like, can you please leave me alone? Like, I just wanted to like have a nice peaceful sit here. And eventually it leads to your character just saying like, can I have $50 and I'll leave? And he's like, what? Your entire like con here is annoy me to get you to and then you want me to pay to leave? It's like, yeah. So you make $50 that way. And it's a whole series of like jokes and weird stuff like that. If you are going to play it, go in the options, turn on the laugh track. Because then just when like the silly jokes happen, the laugh track will just kick in. That's always just a fun time. It's good. It's silly. It's on like everything. It was announced this last week that it is coming to Game Pass in the future. There's no date for that, so you could pick it up now. I think it's like $15, or you could maybe wait a month or two, and it is on its way to Game Pass. But that's the big con, and if you like 90s stuff, I think you'll be pretty into the sense of humor and whatnot.
Cool.
On top of that, I've been playing, finally, Outriders Worldslayer DLC.
Is this as short as people say it is? Are you done it? Okay.
I've probably put in around 3 to 4 hours.
Okay. Somebody said it was 2 hours long. I was like, that's ridiculous. There's no way.
Maybe if you set like the difficult, so since it's a looter shooter, much like Borderlands, there's like a level within your level to make it more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that Outriders had is it would like raise, it's called the Apocalypse difficulty. It would raise that Apocalypse difficulty or the World difficulty when you're playing the base game automatically. And you can just set it to like stay at the bottom. So you probably could beat this if you just kept everything at 1, but you'd be getting no good loot. And what's the point?
Yeah.
There would be absolutely no challenge. So I'm playing it at the level my character should be at. I want to say, because there's a couple new skill trees. One of which the skill trees, you only get the currency for it at specific story points. So there's actually only 5 points you get for the skill tree. Okay. I have 3 of those 5. So I want to say I'm kind of right in the middle, and I put 3 to 4 hours in. Okay. I would assume I have another 1 to 2 hours of stuff before they want me to like grind and just keep trying to get a stronger character and whatnot.
Sure.
But I'm enjoying it. It's more Outriders. I'm liking the new skill tree because you get some fun abilities to add on to your character and whatnot. And it's nice just seeing the numbers go up once again because I pretty much maxed out Outriders the first time, so it's more of that. So yeah, it's a good time. 2 thumbs up for Outriders. As one of Outriders' like biggest fans, apparently. So,
yeah, I would definitely say, on this panel.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
With that, let's do some news. Apparently, it was like live stream week. Like,
there
was like a Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah.
None of these were even related to Tokyo Game Show. This was all before Tokyo Game Show happened. There was 4 live streams. Like this was an E3 level of live streams since we last recorded. I have them here in order they came out.
Okay.
First, why don't we talk about what Ubisoft showed at their Ubisoft Forward event over the weekend?
Sure.
Spoilers. It's a lot of Assassin's Creed. Like a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Assassin's Creed coming. like an overwhelming number of Assassin's Creed games are currently in production. But we can go through them in order. They showed some more Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. That game's coming out October 20th. That's soon. I'm very looking forward to that. They showed a lot of Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
So, which is a game that is apparently coming out somewhat soon.
I mean, people have played that like early look or whatever, and
Yes.
I haven't heard glowing things about it, but people are like, yeah, all right.
I mean, the people they had on the stream seemed really into it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this means nothing about the quality of them. I haven't heard of any of those people. So
Sure. Well, I mean, it's also Ubisoft's not going to have someone come up on their stream and just be like, I don't know, it was okay, I guess.
No, sure, but like what I'm saying is that like if PewDiePie or Ninja or somebody that's huge liked it, they would be on there, right? Like, I don't know.
Sure.
It just feels like he's like, yeah, we picked this guy because he likes our game. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. They showed more Riders Republic, which I was surprised that game still existed.
That looks okay, I guess. What? Sure.
They talked to Division 2. They're starting into year 5 of the Division 2.
All of the Division stuff actually pissed me off because I like the Division 2 a lot, and this is just like, yeah, that still exists and we know you're out there, so we're just gonna give you a bone while we like work on this free-to-play thing and this mobile garbage.
It did show some Division Heartland, which is like a survival-based Division game, or set in the Division universe, and then the Division Resurgence, which is the mobile Division game.
Yeah, a lot of mobile stuff in general this time around.
They
too.
also showed Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Mobile. Okay, they have a partnership coming with Netflix, so I guess they're working on more mobile games. Trackmania is coming to console. They showed off Rocksmith. They announced Just Dance. Seems like it's been a while since we've heard of Just Dance. But like I said, the big thing was Assassin's Creed. So let's talk about Assassin's Creed. I think they announced 5 Assassin's Creed games. Oof.
Yeah, I was kind of interested in a few of them just based on what it sounds like. But the thing is that those were the ones that are just like, yeah, this is somewhere in the future. So in 2027, let's talk about Hexy, I guess, because that seems maybe interesting.
Yeah, so we'll go through them in order and we'll finish with Hexy. So the first one was Assassin's Creed Mirage. Also, pretty much all of these have been leaked, so we kind of knew about them. Assassin's Creed Mirage is the one that follows Basim from Valhalla, and this is the game that is supposed to be very Assassin's Creed 1-like. They're getting rid of the loot system and going back to the actual stealth mechanics, apparently.
Sure.
I'm interested in that as a bit of a change, something a little fresh for the Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Doing a documentary series if you wanted to watch about. It's been 15 years since Assassin's Creed 1 came out, which was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It was a PS3 and 360 game, and pretty early at that.
Absolutely. Yep. They announced some more DLC coming to Valhalla.
The final one, right? Yeah, the last chapter.
It's called The Last Chapter, and I think this one's actually going to be free for everyone. So, sure. They announced a mobile Assassin's Creed set in China where you get to make your own character, and this is Assassin's Creed codenamed Jade.
Man, it was hilarious because when they showed this, it's like Assassin's Creed codenamed Jade or whatever. I'm like, oh my god, they're going to China finally. Mobile game. Fuck!
Yeah, I don't know. It's also hard to tell what style of Assassin's Creed this one is. They didn't really show any gameplay for any of them.
No.
They mentioned they're doing an Assassin's Creed Netflix show.
Yeah, because that movie was amazing, so that makes sense.
I still need to watch that movie.
No, you don't.
Just out of curiosity, I need to watch that.
You know what the problem with that movie is? Is it's boring, which is the worst thing a movie that called Assassin's Creed could be.
Sure. Yeah, I know it's not good, but I just need to know.
Sure.
Assassin's Creed codenamed Red. They're finally doing the Assassin's Creed Japan game.
I want to see this. Like, I need to see gameplay, obviously, but they have my attention for sure.
So this is the next one in the open world loot style Assassin's Creed game. So following Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, this is the next one, and this is a ways off. They said Mirage is coming out next year.
Yeah.
The rest are all just like, who knows?
Yeah.
And then, yes, the last one they announced was Assassin's Creed codenamed Hexy, which they pretty much just showed a logo. It sounds like it's going to involve like witches and stuff.
People are saying they're assuming it's a Salem witch trial area or era.
Interesting.
No, it's not Salem. It's like the Roman Catholic witch trials.
Oh, okay.
Crusades?
No, it's not the Crusade because that was they've done the Crusade.
I was gonna say that's why I was surprised.
The Blair Witch Project? That would be great. Finally, Assassin's Creed I can get behind.
Holy Roman Empire witch trials.
The Roman witch trials.
What's kind of interesting about this one though is that the lead on it is Clint Hawking. He's back.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for it.
And for those who don't know, he was like the game director for Far Cry 2, which was like a very interesting like physics, game system Far Cry game before they turned Far Cry into the same game over and over every single year. So,
well, he was Chaos Theory, which is like one of the best Splinter Cell's IMO. I liked Far Cry 2, even though I could see why people hated it. And I never played Legion, but I heard Legion was bad. Watch Dogs Legion, I should say.
Oh, Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh,
I heard that was
Legion.
bad.
I think it's just forgettable.
Yeah. So, who knows?
I mean, he's an interesting game director, and his games try new things is kind of the exciting part about this. But again, they showed less about this one than the other ones, and they did not show much about the other ones.
Right.
They talked about Assassin's Creed Infinity, which is their like hub thing where everything's going to connect. But even then, they didn't give a good picture of what that actually means.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if they know.
Like PlayStation Home, probably.
Yeah, so you'll get to make your own room.
Your own.
And if you walk out of this door, you're in Valhalla. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope you're ready for so much Assassin's Creed.
always.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, what are you doing? Because I remember back when they were doing 2 Assassin's Creed games a year, and I couldn't keep up. And when they started like taking a year off, it was like, thank God. And now it's just like full steam ahead.
Yeah, I thought they took the year off specifically because they felt the quality of the series was going down. Like, why suddenly this shift?
Because they can. I have no idea, but yes, I agree with you. It's a lot. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Maybe if Riders Republic did better, but maybe Assassin's Creed's the only thing doing well for them, so they got to double down.
That was actually my theory. Is like, yeah, we got to do the thing that makes us money because we're dying.
Next live stream was Nintendo's, the Nintendo Direct, which was I want to say was a little disappointing just because the like rumor hype on this is going to be a Zelda blowout was like so high, and then it wasn't. And even that afternoon, I had already started seeing more rumor hype about like a Metroid blowouts on the horizon. And it's like, you guys got to stop with this, man.
Yeah.
You're just going to keep hurting yourselves. Like, where do these rumors come from?
Just stop trusting rumors. My God, you'll sleep better at night.
Yeah, this
Zelda
was a
one I was hearing
for
like
me.
everywhere. And I don't know if it was just because like one rumor started and then like every outlet like made an
I'm pretty
article
sure
about
it.
it.
That.
It's 100% what happened. Yep.
This article I pulled is not in the order they showed it. I think it's in order of like hype.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of go down it in that way. We got a release date and a name for the next Zelda, the Breath of the Wild sequel. How do you guys feel about Tears of the Kingdom?
I don't care. I don't care about a name. I want to see more game.
I have to laugh at originally they did not show the Direct live in the UK, and I was like, why? And then I saw the name of the game. I'm like, oh, okay, might have been a good call.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they just they put up not the live stream, but the VOD in the UK. And the release date May 2023. So my
Which
question,
will probably get bumped again.
You think so? You think it'll get bumped? I don't think so.
Oh yeah. I think it'll get bumped again.
I guess we'll find out. We'll have to remember this for when we do our end of the year predictions. Do you think in all this hints at new Switch hardware?
Oh.
Like a date.
The date is really, really close to when the Switch came out.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I mean, I wish, 'cause I don't really want to play this on an older Switch.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like it'd be too soon. But then again, the Switch got announced and launched within like 4 months.
Yeah.
But crazier things have happened. They announced the next Fire Emblem Engage. It looks anime as fuck. This guy has 2 colors in his hair.
True. And eyes.
And eyes, yep. I like Fire Emblem. I'll play the next Fire Emblem, of course.
Yeah.
So they did show very small, like a screenshot pretty much of Pikmin 4. Spent like 8 minutes talking about Pikmin Bloom.
Yeah.
Which I laughed at because that's been out for how long now?
And that is a very boring game. And all I could assume is like, man, we should talk about it on the Direct more and get some more people in here.
I'm assuming Miyamoto was like, we gotta do it. We got it. I love this thing. We gotta talk about it.
I'm not making Pikmin 4 unless you guys talk about Pikmin Bloom again. Give me
He
time
spent
to
like
talk
2
about it.
minutes showing his shirt. He said, I have the shirt.
There's apparently a whole bunch of merch they're doing with that letter P now.
That shirt was nice. It was a nice shirt.
That was a nice shirt. If you like the letter P, it's great.
I do. I'm very
Oh, there you
fond
go.
of that letter. Yeah.
GoldenEye is coming to the Nintendo Switch Online service.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also
this
led
was...
to
Oh yeah, no, you're about to say it. You were about to say it yourself.
this also led to some weird questions around what exactly is showing up where. Because at the same time, Microsoft and Rare tweeted out that GoldenEye is also coming to owners of Rare Replay, as well as Game Pass. But it's not the same version. So from what people have been asking around and confirming, is it sounds like the online one is just a port of the N64 version
Absolutely. Of course. Yeah.
with online multiplayer.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like the other games are, right? On the
Rare
online
Replay
services.
one
is the 360 version. Probably.
is an actual updated one with
Yep.
4K visuals, faster frame rate.
Yep.
It looks better, it's smoother. No online multiplayer.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
There's got to have been some weird agreement that happened there. Like NSO
Like-
has its own built-in online, so I guess because that's just the ROM they're running basically. So, but yeah, even the Perfect Dark port had multiplayer from what I remember, online multiplayer.
Yeah, it did. This is such a like cut your baby in half. Like, what do you want? The better looking running version or the one you can play with your friends?
Yeah.
Or, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see how people are going to feel playing that. If they didn't do any control updates, I'm curious to see if people are like, oh, why do people like this so much?
That's the thing, is
Maybe
that the
one of those
N64
situations.
version is actual shit, is the problem. It plays like garbage. But you can play it with your friends, so you kind of don't care.
The thing is, it's going to be a bunch of people being like, yo, we used to play that. Let's hop on and do it again. And then
Yeah.
at that point, they probably won't even care really about the controls because they're going to be like,
Yeah.
blew you up
they'll
with a
get used to
rocket,
them again.
man. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. I can tell you from experience of playing that, like, ROM that popped up or whatever, that ISO of the scrap 360 version that was basically done. That game plays way fucking better. That version or whatever. And that's probably, like, close to what this is going to be on the Xbox.
The Rare Replay one, yeah. So,
Yeah.
by the way, Rare Replay, I believe, is discounted right now. So, like, if for whatever reason you don't have Game Pass and you don't have Rare Replay, like, now's the time to, like, pick it up because I think it's, like, $6 or $7.
It's a stupidly good deal.
Yeah, I definitely should do that. Yeah.
Argue Rare Replay was a stupidly good deal when it launched at, like, $40. That thing is fantastic. And it's
Yep.
cool that they're, like, adding another game into there, like, years later. More stuff coming to the Switch Online, Pilot Wing 64, the first 3 Mario parties, both the Pokemon Stadiums, which I'm way more into.
Yeah, that's dope.
180 Snowboarding and Excite Bike 64. Yeah, then there was just like a bunch of announcements. Did anything jump out to you guys? We don't have to go through all of these.
I think
Octopath
Theatre
Traveler
Rhythm
2
looks
looked
great.
nice. Theatre Rhythm I'm excited for.
Yeah, that looked great.
Still
I'm mad that I'm
coming to
gonna
this.
buy Return to Dreamland again, but I'm going to. So, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I played through this Wii one. I remember that one. Yeah. The joke around this whole event was that there's a lot of farming games coming out.
Yep.
And it definitely felt like every second game that they showed was a game that involved farming.
I mean, Harvest also looks neat. So
Yeah.
So another interesting one. So they announced Tales of Symphonia Remastered.
Mm-hmm.
And people looked into it and confirmed this one only runs at 30 frames per second, meaning the only version of Tales of Symphonia
GameCube.
that runs at 60 is the GameCube version.
I was told this too. That's funny.
You've heard why though, right?
I'm assuming it's because they hate us.
No. The way they program the game, the frame rate is tied to a bunch of other values and things in the game. So if you literally try to increase the frame rate because it's based on this PS2 port version, you break everything else in the game. Someone did footage of just increasing the frame rate to 60, and it turns out everyone's like idle animations go absolutely wild. There's footage out there of people fucking with the frame rate of the PC port, and it's just absolutely bonkers to watch.
Weird.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a problem with like a lot of Japanese games. That's why a lot of them can't be ported up without rebuilding.
Yeah.
Well, they're calling this a
Souls
remaster.
games like the damage tied to frame rate or something like that.
Yeah.
Some game I remember.
A lot of games do that though, to be fair. But Master Detective Archives Rain Code. Look, I'm probably gonna check that out at some point.
Oh, okay. From the Danganronpa creator, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that guy. That one looked good.
That looked neat.
John, I want to know your thoughts on Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star.
I'm gonna get it because I love Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is this? All right, this is dumb enough that I think I need this.
It looked good. Yeah.
Very odd for sure. Yeah. It Takes Two's coming. That game's fantastic. And then
Sifu's getting a portable version. Fatal Frame, new one.
Harvestella is the only one of the farming ones that I was like kind of intrigued with at all. But like I've played some of the other ones. Like Factorio is great, so yeah, that makes sense. I never got into Rune Factory games, so yeah, I don't know.
Shout out to the front mission ports where they're like, yeah, we finally got a rough date for the first one. Second one's just sometime next year, and we're announcing the third one too, even though none of them are out yet. I'm just like, what are you doing? Release a game first, Jesus.
Yeah.
We also got a release date for Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion of December 13th. That's coming out on everything, but I believe this is the first time they've given a date to it.
Oh, okay.
I thought when they announced it, they gave it a date. So maybe you might be right. Like I just remember not being surprised when I saw the date. I'm like, oh yeah, I think they said that already. I guess not.
I might be misremembering as well. And then more DLC for Mario Kart and Mario Strikers and Golf Switch Sports.
Well, no, they announced there was a delay for the golf for Switch Sports, which was already like, okay, maybe you need that sooner. It should have been there at launch. What are you doing?
Specifically the golf, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Nintendo. Let's talk about Sony for a little bit. They had a quick state of play. Highlights included announcing Tekken 8.
Yeah, I'm in. Let me see more of that game.
Although that's Sue announced at EVO, so.
Yep.
Like a Dragon Ishin is coming to the West.
Looked interesting.
Yeah, this is a port of the Ancient Times Yakuza games because they made 2 of those. Apparently, this also, they revealed too, they have officially changed the name of the series. Over here, it is now Like a Dragon. It is not Yakuza anymore.
They had a separate little stream. I think this one was tied to the Tokyo Game Show, where they announced a bunch of Yakuza stuff. I'll just go through the ones that I had pulled. So yeah, they've changed this. The name is now Like a Dragon because it is not Yakuza focused anymore.
Makes sense. Yep.
And I believe that's the Japanese name for the series anyways, was Like a Dragon.
They announced Like a Dragon 8, which is going to have both the protagonists from the series back in it. And they also announced a middle one that takes place between I think 6 and 7, called Like a Dragon Gaijin, the man who erased his name. This is not going to be a smaller one, more like classic Yakuza.
Yeah, because it follows what happens with Kiryu, who was the main character of the last 7 games.
First 6, yeah.
Yeah. Well, 0 through 6, so 7 games.
Yeah. And then State of Play, they showed off more God of War. That thing looks great. They announced a God of War controller. Yeah, it was a pretty like low key stream in my opinion.
Yep.
And then the last one, there was an Xbox, an ID at Xbox One the following day. Not really any big breaking news from there. I think the only thing that was super exciting is a sequel to Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion called Turnip Boy Robs a Bank.
Robs a bank.
Pretty fun trailer where they're like, why does that turnip have a gun? And I literally thought, I was like, I wonder if this is going to be called Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. And I nailed it in one. The first game's great. It's on Game Pass and people haven't played it. So I will happily play some more Turnip Boy, just messing with stuff. Absolutely. But yeah, that was more of kind of a gameplay showcase, not really any announcements there. Some quick news hits that weren't live stream focused. Ubisoft has announced they are leaving $60 behind for its big releases.
Great.
This is going to happen eventually. This is not shocking news.
So, for example, Skull and Bones New Gen is going to be $70, which they had said before. Some of the games will come at the same price as the competition. The big AAA games will come at $70. So I'm sure this is them looking at other publishers and developers marking their games at $70, not getting too much of a backlash.
Yeah.
Saying, well, if they can do it, we can get away with it too. So I'm sure this will lead to even more people raising the price because they can.
Yeah, probably.
On the opposite hand, The Sims 4 is going free to play.
Okay.
Starting October 18th. It'll be free to play on PC, Mac, and consoles. So yeah, good for them. Seems like a slam dunk. Some of the coolest news, I think, is the Xbox PC app updated this week and now includes how long to beat information for all of the games.
Yeah, they should just... I've been using a third-party launcher for like all my PC stuff, and like there's a plug-in to do this. Every launcher should have this because it's phenomenal.
Every launcher, every storefront, like, yeah, you should totally just scrape that information, put it right on there. That is such a customer-friendly move. Like, yeah, I'm surprised this didn't happen earlier.
So this is using the site How Long to Beat, right?
Yes.
The one that viewers put all their info in on? Okay.
Yes. Yep. And it shows all 4 of the numbers, like, you know, main plus extras, completionist, combined. Gives you all that on the app. Very cool. And last bit of news is Overwatch 1 will be ending on October 2nd. Overwatch 2 launches the 4th, so they will not be live simultaneously. There will only be one Overwatch game at any given time, which kind of makes sense because all of 1 is going to be in 2.
Yep.
And 2 is free to play for the PvP, so you're not really going to be losing much, but you will most likely have to like download a new launcher, or maybe they'll just like allow you to do like a patch that kind of changes it. I don't know. Get ready for that. I'm bummed. I'm going to be in India when Overwatch 2 launches, and that's probably when like everyone's going to be coming back, and I'm going to be missing out on that. Stupid rhinos and camels. I'm going to be sitting there on my camel tour in the desert, just like, I could be playing Overwatch 2 right now.
I'm sure, yeah.
Just wait for my selfie where I'm like, to be having a better time if Overwatch 2 was in my hands.
And then of course they get it and like use that as promotional or whatever. That'd be great.
It's gonna be like a photo of like me and my girlfriend, and the caption is gonna be like, having fun, but not as much fun as if I was at home playing Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some questions. Top-down perspective at gmail.com is the email address. TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Paul, would you like to do this first chunk?
I absolutely would love to. All right, we got episode titles from VGC Kenny, which we're going to have a kind of thing at the end here. VGC Kenny. These are the last titles, basically, that are going to be coming for the time being. Just as a heads up to everybody.
VGC Kenny has announced on the Discord, as he tweeted to us, that he is no longer going to be continuing them, but he is looking for someone to take it over. So if any other listeners out there would like to keep naming our episodes retroactively for us,
yeah,
get in contact with VGC Kenny, check the Discord. I think someone has already stepped up, but I don't know if it's official yet or whatnot, but that's putting that out there. But thank you. Thank VGC Kenny. They've done it for like years at this point.
Yep.
They've done dozens of these episodes, if not hundreds.
Yep.
So everyone, show some love for them.
Thank you for your service. Let's end it off with a bang. May 5th, Nathan and his infinite box of treasures.
I don't think I was here for this. If Nathan was here,
you're right.
5th? Oh, I would have been here, I think.
May 5th.
When was this again? May 5th?
May 5th. Okay, obviously Nathan was here. Oh. Wasn't there an episode where he just like had like a bunch of random stuff for like show and tell or something?
Yeah, that was to say we had
desk?
a show and tell episode, sort of.
He just like started bringing stuff up and playing with them or whatever. I think
that seems like a Nathan thing. This might have been when I was around Chicago time, so I may have been gone. Because I don't really remember this.
Okay. Context was Nathan was on, and for the questions, he had some props he showed off to the camera, causing Sean to call it out. So apparently you were here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all four of us were there for that one. I think that was a full house one.
Yeah. May 12th, the Ultimate Game & Watch. I'm going to guess this is a play date.
Yeah, I was going to say this has to be... I was trying to think, is this Steam Deck? No, I did not have mine yet. I bet this is a play date.
Yeah.
Play date would make sense, because this is around the time I think you got yours, Sean.
May 12th?
Yeah, because I got my Steam Deck a little later in June. So this, yeah.
Okay. Context. If I could highlight this. How Sean described his shiny new play date. Yep, easy. May 19th. That puzzle is probably E for everybody. That puzzle is...
this was... John was like doing puzzles with his like nephews maybe, and I asked if there was like a ratings board for puzzles.
For puzzles? I remember you asking for a rating board for puzzles, and I think I looked it up, but I don't remember what the answer was.
I want to say there was one or something.
That sounds about right. Context. This is a long context. Hold on. This is 3 or 4 lines. Okay. Talking about Evil Dead the Game Special Edition box that comes with weird things, including a puzzle. Sean was wondering why the image of the puzzle wasn't great, and Paul suggested that there was maybe an ESRB of puzzles might have prevented that.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't
John
think I was
wasn't
there
even
for
on
that
this
one.
episode. No,
Yeah.
When I showed off the special edition, it was just Paul and I.
June 2nd. The end of this escape room is my heart. Oh my god, this sounds so familiar.
I'm assuming this is Escape Academy.
Was that around that time? It might have been. Yeah, actually.
June 2nd?
June 2nd, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want maybe but I thought I played it after Summer Games Fest, and Summer Games Fest would have been... Did it already happen? I can't remember if it already happened or if it was about to happen. My guess is Escape Academy.
At the end of this escape room is my heart. That sounds so familiar, but I can't picture what it would have been about. Context is, when asked about what real horror movie figures they'd want to date on Hooked on You, you guys discussed Jigsaw and how elaborate that setup would be.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
totally
that
off.
makes sense. The Dead by Daylight dating game. That all makes sense now.
That makes sense, yeah. That's so stupid. June 8th. The least surprising thing I could think of. This is... Man.
That could be so many things.
That could be so many things. Was this around Naughty 3? Like, the Summer's Game Fest? Because then it's like, there's actually no way we could get this. If that was around that time.
What was
Yeah,
a game that got an obvious sequel announced? So it's just like it sounds like I'm the one who said like that's the least surprising thing I could think of. Like that game getting a sequel.
Yeah,
the least
that's-
surprising thing I could think
That
of.
sounds like
Nintendo not doing an E3's presentation. The least surprising thing I can think of.
I'm gonna
It's
do
gotta be something like that.
I'm gonna do some meta gaming here because the next one has Summer Game Fest Dash in the title. So this is
Okay.
apparently not a Summer Games Fest episode.
And Summer Games Fest happened the same weekend as like not E3, so I don't think it has to do with game announcements.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't think.
I
So-
have no idea.
I also don't know.
Don't know.
Context is a story came up about how Nintendo has a sequel to 1-2 Switch, but are sitting on it because in playtest nobody likes the game. Sean reacted as such.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There was no way I was gonna guess that.
Well, it was Nintendo, so
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
always
yeah, John is a little close, I guess.
June 16th. Summer Game Fest Dash. That one dude that you did kill. That one dude that you did kill.
I have no idea.
I don't
I'm trying to think if I played a game where I killed somebody at Summer Games Fest, but not really. Like,
I don't
did
remember.
you kill someone at Summer Games Fest? Maybe that was what happened?
no, I
Mm.
don't. Not that I remember. I don't think I actually killed anyone there. Besides Jeff Keighley while interviewing him.
I haven't seen him since, so you know. I actually don't
No.
know.
I have no idea.
All right. Context is this like it doesn't even have to do with gaming. Okay. Paul was going through a background check for a new job where they were making sure he wasn't a murderer, and Sean brought up that one time he totally did kill a real guy.
Okay.
Not really, though.
Why
It's
would
just
you
a
put
joke.
Summer Games Fest in the name?
That threw me off so much.
That's probably why they put it in there to throw you off.
Yeah, it worked. Good job. June 23rd. You gotta respect the death of this teen.
What?
I don't think I was here for this one.
I
One
have
of these
no
I was gone
idea.
for.
Heard.
I'm tapping out on it. It's 4 lines long too of context. I don't know.
Holy smokes. Say it one more time.
You gotta respect the death of this teen.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. What is the 4 lines of context?
All right. It is talking about how, the Quarry had a pre-order bonus that allowed you to rewind events so characters didn't have to die. Sean and Paul were puzzled because the people who would pre-order it would be the people who would want to play it without their first time, the first time, and let the teens die.
Well, no, I was there for that. I remember that line. The discussion about the Quarry pre-order.
Yeah. This is
All right.
another. This is a 3-line context one. The 30th, June 30th. He doesn't care about the top-down perspective.
Okay, I wasn't here for this one because I was in Calgary.
Okay.
So I have a feeling you guys said this about me.
Oh,
That
sure. Yeah.
Sounds right. Because
Yeah.
we were probably just giving you crap for just not being here, even though you were in town. I bet you that's exactly what it is.
We talk a lot of shit. Yeah. No, but
Fair
yeah,
enough.
honestly, probably. Context. While Sean was trapped in an airport in Canada, Nathan guested, apparently, and brought most of the energy, as Paul and John were really tired. John believed Sean would not like this low energy podcast, but Paul said he didn't listen, and he went on to say this. Yeah,
Did not
I
listen to
remember.
that.
I was like, Sean doesn't listen. Like, he doesn't care about the top-down perspective. Actually, I think that's how I started it. It's like, he doesn't care about the top-down
Wow.
perspective.
I
June
think it was
30th.
pretty early in the episode, yeah.
Yeah. July 7th. I just hate that I'm the one that's the Matrix. What? I just hate that I'm the one that's the Matrix.
I feel like
July
I said
7th.
that.
I just hate that I am the one that's the Matrix. I don't
I'm
know
the
this.
Matrix. I don't. What? I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
have no
remember
idea.
us talking about the Matrix. I'm gonna guess that John said this. That's all I can think of.
I feel like
Fair.
I said this based the wording sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah. John was playing GTA 5, and when playing it on stream, he got hacked and all this weird stuff happened. Sean remarked on the novelty of it, and this was his response.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes.
I vaguely remember this conversation.
Okay,
Yes.
this next one is 100% Sean's one about when he was up here cleaning or whatever. July 14th. I now own 6 different plastic guitar controllers.
Oh, that wasn't. I did.
No,
that
this is when you went
here.
on the weird binge
But this
of
is
rock band shit.
weird.
Well, the totally
He went all
normal
over
binge.
eBay. He was eBay hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
eBay and Craigslist. Yeah, that was down here. Had nothing to do with the
Your
my-
Guitar Hero rock band spree that you went on.
Yep.
Context. Sean caught Guitar Hero / Rock Band fever and went on a spending spree to get all the games he was missing as well as new equipment in the year of our Lord 2022.
Sometimes you got to buy a 360 in 2022. It just happens.
Yep. July 21st, the Batman room. I honestly have no idea.
The Batman room. Okay, so the Batman came out way earlier, so it doesn't have to do with the movie.
Yeah. Was there any reason one of us would be talking about having a room dedicated to Batman?
Was I talking about the possibility of moving at that point? I don't remember.
Oh,
so.
maybe into a bigger place so you could have the Batman. Like, this sounds kind of familiar, but I don't know why.
Out of the three of us, I assume I would be the one to have a Batman room. So
Yeah, probably.
I want to say it had something to do with like we were talking about like getting like a full-size cutout or a full-size statue or something like that.
Of
And
Batman?
maybe that kind of led to a Batman room. That kind of ring. I don't know. That's my only guess.
Okay, sure. Context is, when asked if you wanted a life-size Batman statue, Paul explained he didn't want a life-size anything statue unless it had its own room. So yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, good poll. Holy shit.
Kind of got it.
Holy shit, good poll. Okay, I know this one. July 28th. I'll use my answer to help John get his pinball table out.
What?
I know this answer, so I'll wait.
I don't remember.
This is what what are we saving if we can from the house burning down?
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Given like infinite like time or whatever it was. I'm like, do I have infinite time to get my pinball table
You can
out?
get one thing now, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like during a fire you can save one thing.
And it's not like a family member or pet, like a thing. Yeah. Context. When asked what you get out of your burning house after the people and pets were safe, Paul didn't have an answer, so he cashed in his help to help John's pinball table out. Yeah.
Homie.
August 4th. That thing's dope, man. I've never even heard of Dead by Daylight.
What? That's the whole quote?
Yeah, that's it. I've
Never
never even, I guess heard is capitalized. I've never even heard of Dead by Daylight.
I have a feeling this has to do with the dating sim.
It was around
Maybe
that time.
because Paul didn't like it. He was saying maybe the developers haven't even heard of Dead by Daylight or something like that. That's something
We might have been talking about the fact that those devs made the Doritos Crash Course games. Maybe? Because I know this was around the time I think I was trying to do Crash Course 2 and I found out you couldn't play it anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It was around that time?
That.
Okay.
Might have been.
All right. This is kind of a longer context one, too. Talking about Hooked on You, I guess Sean was right. Sean and Paul had a brief discussion about a hypothetical person who just plays dating sims and finds Hooked on You. Sean would be surprised by this person's existence. Paul would not.
No.
August 11th. Be a man.
What?
Be
That's
a
it?
man.
No idea.
Yeah, I know.
That's way too broad.
Yeah. It's only a one-liner, too, for context, so it's a quick one, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Context is Sean complaining about cowards not wanting to get KO'd in multiverses. August 18th, a drunken midnight Amazon shopping spree. Oh, okay. I know this is the Embracer group buying a bunch of shit overnight, drunkenly.
At like 9 p.m.
As Sean puts it, yeah, just a
gotta
drunken
be it,
spree.
yeah.
Yeah, I said this. Yep.
Discussing a variety of things the Embracer group bought and now owns. Yep. Okay. The 25th of August, gargling with a Big Mac. 3 lines of context.
What?
Gargling with a Big Mac.
I said this, but I don't remember what. For some reason, like a really like wet or greasy Big Mac comes to mind. So it's gargleable.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up. Oh, that's so gross. Context is, John got a McDonald's ad while monitoring the stream. The question came up about whether or not the lady eating it actually eats it or spits it out. Sean then compared it to wine tasting, which grossed out John immensely. Yeah, I believe it.
That tracks.
September 1st. If you don't like the new this week, guess what? Oh, the news this week, guess what? It's your own people's fault. This was because I'm not the news dude around here.
Oh, right.
That pulls stuff.
This was the viewers. The viewers did all the news.
I literally said, give me news for tonight's show, and then just read everything they gave me. So, yeah, that's what that is. Context. Paul was in charge of assembling news, and Sean was out. He passed a buck to Discord people. This was the warning before going in. And then I wasn't here for the last one here. This is 4 lines of context, so...
Oh man, John.
Last week's PAX West 22 dash. Please call me 420 Blaze Master.
Sean kept saying this because he asked me, do you have any people in real life you refer to by their username?
And someone wrote in with that question.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I kept saying, like, yeah, I got a couple people on stream I refer to on that, but like in person, you probably do it once and then switch to their real name if they say it.
Sure.
You just say, please call me 420 Blaze Master.
Yeah, like I was playing it out like in real life if someone was like saying that to you.
That's pretty funny.
And you kept saying it so like deadpan the entire time. It was great.
Yep.
When asked about calling online friends their username, you know what? Yes, it's all there. This is a long context. You got it perfectly.
Nice.
Thank you again for writing.
Once again, thank you, Kenny, for all of the episode names. I will read our first question. Rasterman writes, have you ever worn a video game related accessory like a ring, earring, bracelet, etc.? If so, what was it? If not, do you have any in mind to wear in the future?
I mean, shirts.
I mean, if shirts don't count, like I used to wear like a Nintendo dog tag. I used to wear Squall's Lionheart as a pendant.
Okay.
I had a Resident Evil umbrella watch I wore for a long time, stuff like that. I've worn a lot of video game related accessories.
I used one at like a lanyard at work that I got from a PAX with. I can't remember which game it was, but it was a game one.
Yeah, even shirts. I have very few like gaming shirts. I don't think I have any accessories. I have the Jack Lumber keychain.
Okay.
Which is a really old phone game. I got that at PAX West when it was PAX Prime 2012, and at this point, it's just more like nostalgia that I just kind of keep it on there.
Sure.
I've had it on my keychains for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing.
All right, next question from Suku. Let's say you're at a yard sale and you're looking for some used video games. When you stumble upon something you could have never dreamed of seeing, a copy of Stadium Events for the NES. What a steal! The homeowner only wants $30 for it. After all, it's just an old game. To her, it's just an old game her kids had. No one else is around. There's no genies. You will
just putting that out there.
Yeah, just putting it out there. You will be able to get away with it. Is it your moral imperative to tell them the grail she has in her hands? Now, let's say it's something not as... Okay, so then the same question, but something not outrageous after that. Is it okay then? Morality question.
I would probably ask at the very least, so what made you decide on the price? Because I'd feel weird. Because Stadium Events is like $10,000 otherwise.
You would tell her.
I'm going to be honest with you. I would not, because that's not my problem. In a day and age where I have a computer at all times on me, and you don't know like what this thing's worth, guess what? That's my find. That's how I feel about it.
I'm torn. I'm such a damn Boy Scout. I'd probably tell her.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think like I think I would just feel bad not telling her. Okay, so
I'd probably
actually,
be like, "Are you sure this is the price you're offering it at?" And like, all right. I give her like a chance to be like, "This is not a prank or something, right?" At the very least.
Oh yeah. So your thing is like, is somebody actually watching, or is there a like reason why this is happening?
Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, where'd you get this price from? Like, okay, is this real? Is this authentic?
So
now I'm picturing you being like, "Wait, really? Really? Like only $30?
Really?
So
To the point where she's like, "What are you doing?"
you're right. Realistically, if this was a thing, I would think there's a catch too, because that is ridiculous. But I'm going based on the fact that there actually just is no catch at all.
If you're gonna do it, you have to just be like so calm and collected. Like, I would like to buy this one. Here's $30, and then you walk away normally. And then when you get,
I'd
your
probably
car,
just put it with like some other stuff. Like, here's a bunch of games I.
Oh,
from
as
your
if you're
table.
like a kid trying to buy like condoms for the first time. And you're like, "Oh yeah, no, I want this magazine and some candy." And I hope he just like push it all into the bag real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because if you do the right thing and say like, "By the way, this thing is actually really expensive," you know she's gonna be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go online then." And your hope is maybe she'll just be like, "I don't need $10,000. I'm about to die. Look at me."
I was honestly thinking you were gonna go that way. I knew it.
No, part of me thinks to themselves like, "This is too much stress. I'm just leaving the yard sale. I don't want to deal with this. This is bad karma."
Fair enough. I'm 100% down with it. I don't care. It's not my problem. And then the other way around, something not outrageous. They have Mega Man X3 here.
Mega Man X3 is still like $200, $300. Like it's expensive, but not like 5 digits expensive.
Change your answer, John.
At that point, I'm just like, I would probably like, the same thing. Like, what'd you set the prices off of? Like, in my mind, if it's like only like double the price gap, then I'm like, all right, they're just putting it at a discount. But if it's anything like 10 times or something like that, it's just like, I feel like I should probably tell them like this is worth a bit more. And it's up to them how they respond.
The real alpha move here is you grab both of them off the table and you say, "These are just some old games, lady. I'll give you $10 for them both."
Oh no, I can never do that. No, absolutely not.
You know what they are. You're just like, "I'll tell you what, $5 each."
NES games. Who even wants to play the NES? And you just snap them in half. Oh.
That would be so good.
It's in my PS5 all digital. What's the point?
Yep.
All right, Boko writes in and says, "The supreme media deity, not a genie, has given..." I love that's just a returning thing. "Has given you a gift. You may become perfectly knowledgeable in a media format of your choice. Which form do you choose? For example, you could choose books and have the experience of reading every book ever written, regardless of language."
It's books. What do you mean?
Books. It's absolutely books, because that's encyclopedias. So now you have basically infinite knowledge.
I mean, if your goal is to become like an all-powerful like ruler of
a genie, you might say.
Sure, it's
no wishes, so it's not a genie. No.
I do feel like I don't want all the information in the world, but like books would get you all of the information.
Yeah.
If you pick like games or movies, you just can't really enjoy games or movies anymore because you know everything. Like you've seen everything, you've played everything.
You literally see the code every time you play one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like books would also be easy because it's like I don't read that many books, so I could like easily have an excuse of why I don't read books anymore because I've read them all.
Yeah.
But I do think I don't want to know everything.
So, okay. What if you have all that knowledge in your brain and you can summon it up like you're looking something up in Wikipedia, but it's in your mind, but it's not just always there in your mind? Does that help?
But the minute you think of it, it shows up. So how's that any different?
Well, yeah, but then if you're thinking of it, you probably need to know something about it, right? Theoretically.
But I don't think it's an issue of like so much information, like kind of like a Superman-esque, like too many voices at once issue. I think it's a thing of like, I just don't want to know everything. I want there to be some mystery in the world.
You're worried about becoming too powerful.
Well, I'm just ruining experiences. Like for example, like I'm going to India. It's like I've read literally 12,000 books about India. I don't need to go to India.
But then you could talk to them. You would know.
That's true. You could talk to them. Well, so maybe you just do something like comic books. Like you get more specific with the media.
Yeah, I read all of the Watchmen.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like and then
Sure.
more specific. Like Rastran in the chat says cookbooks. Okay.
Totally. Yep.
I just think knowing too much is not ideal.
Yeah. I mean, it's the monkey paws situation for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
nothing good will come from this. This is a Twilight Zone. Like now I have all the time in the world to read books, and then your glasses break. Like this is nothing good can come from this. This is a genie may as well have given you this option.
Yep.
Shane writes. No, we'll skip that one. That one's specific for John. Kenny writes, I'm a little peeved. Why? Because the new expansion for Destiny 2 was announced, and it's called Lightfall. Spacefall is also the name of a 2018 indie game available on Steam and Switch that was kickstarted, I believe. A really great game, if I do say so myself. Now it's going to be overshadowed by the Destiny 2 expansion. Do you know of any other situations where a more popular game has a name that either causes confusion or just blocks out a less popular game?
Listen, as somebody who liked the Prey game that came out in like 2006 or 7, anytime I say, oh, like Prey, it's fucking impossible because that Arcane game came out or whatever.
And then the movie just came out on Hulu that's really good for the Predator series, and you're like, oh man, but this movie rocks.
Yep.
That recent headline about the Prey titling.
Yes. Yeah.
So for those who didn't hear, Arcane basically came out and said that they were forced by Bethesda to call it Prey. I didn't read the whole article, but that's
they didn't.
Weird to hear.
The director, I don't know if they even said what they wanted to call it at first, but it was something different. I seem to remember it being something less good or whatever, but yeah, they didn't want to, and they were forced to for marketing reasons or something.
It's like a known quantity despite having like nothing to do with that thing in any way. Yeah, it's weird, kind of gross.
Yeah.
I feel like this comes up in like almost every franchise when they do a quasi reboot that is the same name as the first one. So like, Saints Row comes to mind as a recent thing. Need for Speed has done it like a few times.
Yeah, the fact that like there's a Most Wanted I like because of Razor Callahan and the stupid racing for pinks, and then the Most Wanted came out like 10 years after that or something, and it's just kind of a generic Need for Speed game.
Yep, absolutely.
The chat's also
it's weird.
saying some things that are tangentially related to this. Outer Worlds was confusing. Like there's sometimes you get two games that aren't the same title, but ostensibly they are because they're so close.
Right. And I mean, the only reason that one was such an issue is because they came out somewhat near each other, like in the same year.
Yeah.
And then because they were both good, people were talking about them throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like we're gonna run out of names eventually.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
We're gonna have to double up or just come up with new words.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Phantom Aegis. Ahoy TDP crew. September 1st was the 30th anniversary of the Mario Kart franchise in North America. Instead of asking fond and traumatic memories, what are your favorite 4 courses in the franchise?
Oh man, I don't know if I can think of 4. I know when it comes to like battle mode, Block Fort is an all-time favorite of mine.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
I would also say like I definitely, most of my Mario Karting was previous entries as opposed to the newer ones.
Yeah.
So I think of those ones more, and that's just, obviously nostalgia. But like I'm always a big fan of Rainbow Road. Just
Okay.
I just like the music. I like that it's like the hardest one.
I'm generally a fan of the Ghost House ones. They're just usually kind of fun, even though sometimes they're bullshit. I also am not really a dude who like has favorite courses necessarily that I remember off the top of my head.
John, do you have some favorite Mario Kart tracks?
Waluigi Pinball.
Okay.
The shortened N64 Rainbow Road.
Okay.
That's in 8.
Don't half the track.
Well, not even that one. Like in 8, they take it to 1 lap.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm trying to think of what else. I remember like a snowboarding one that was really fun in Wii. But I can't remember,
yeah,
like,
and that one wasn't like a lap thing. It was just get down the track, right?
yeah.
Wait, was that Wii or was that?
No, you're thinking of Wario
Wait.
Mountain. No, there's one that you went. It was a whole loop, and like you got a cannon
okay.
that shot you up like a chair.
That Wario Mountain one. That one's kind of cool.
But it was like DK Summit, but it wasn't called DK Summit. It was like Frappe something, but I think not Frappe Snowline because that's a different one.
Okay.
Block Fort. There we go.
Yeah.
Or whatever
Yeah,
it is,
that's
Fort
the
code.
first one I said. It's
Fort.
the best battle thing, and I love
Yeah.
that it's just so plain. But holy smokes, did I spend a lot of time like sniping people with green shells from the corner, and you like set up like bananas. So if they try to get up there, it's like, oh, I've made all the exits just full of bananas. You can't even get me.
Oh, I know. DK Summit was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, because I thought you guys were saying DK Mountain. Nope, DK Summit.
Cool.
John, do you want to read this one that we held off because you were gone?
Shane the Destroyer said you're doing a bunch of traveling soon, John. Any games you're planning to play on your Steam Deck or Switch during? I am trying to figure out what I'm in the mood to play currently. I picked up a game called Dusk Diver. I was curious to check out because the sequel had come out this past week. So I picked up the first one. Apparently it's just like a beat 'em up. So I wanted to try that out and see how it was. So I could dig into the sequel later. I kind of want to play Pokemon Legends Arceus now that I played it a bit on stream, and I'll likely play through like Splatoon 3's story mode at some point on break. Like when on the trip to Newfoundland, I'm not planning on having much gaming time, so I'm just gonna bring the Switch. But when I go down for TRG recording, I'm probably bringing the Switch and the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I'm in the process of deciding, do I do Steam Deck and Switch or just Steam Deck for India? I haven't quite decided yet.
Am I also doing Dead?
No, it's Paul's turn.
It's Sean. I read Phantom Ages.
Oh, it was me? Sorry, I thought it was Paul.
Nope.
Dead writes, what are your most commonly used 2-letter acronyms?
2-letter acronyms. DK, Donkey Kong.
CA for Canada, because of my job.
Oh, okay. Does OK count? Because it's technically like an abbreviation of okay. But I guess that's not an acronym, right? It's an abbreviation.
FU for foo.
No, I don't say FU that often. I just say the full thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I type JK. Maybe it's that.
Do you?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like I do. Yeah, like with coworkers, if I'm telling a joke on like Slack. There you go.
I started jokingly typing FR for real, and then it just became a habit for a lot of people. Hebrew Lantern writes, if you could IRL stat track your IRL life, what stats would you want to look at?
I would pick my like my lifts, like the weights and the reps I'm doing at the gym, and then I don't have to do it manually like on my app.
I want to know how many days I've actually gotten a full night's sleep.
Yeah, I don't want to know that.
I was gonna say, you're not worried it's going to be a depressing number?
Oh, I know it's going to be depressing, but I want to know how depressing.
Sure. Is there a way to just like general health, not like a health bar, but it's like, yeah, your health number is going down. You're probably going to catch a cold soon. Like maybe get some vitamin C in there.
I was gonna say that's just go to the doctor and I'll let you know how you're doing.
Yeah. But like if you could see all the time that like my like lung intake is lessening up or whatever, maybe I need to do this.
That would be pretty good for like teeth hygiene. Like, how am I doing? Should I be increasing how long I brush each time?
Yeah, like it's disgusting, but tartar buildup, you never want it to pass like this number or something.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and you can like see like, oh, your teeth are, you need to start like upping your floss, and then once you're like really good, it's like, cool, I can stop flossing for the next week. Oh nope, now I gotta bring it up, as opposed to having like a good, healthy, consistent habit.
It's funny because that would just form a good, healthy, consistent habit, just all at one time instead of every day a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And last question here from Waste of Resources. Digging through the TDP vault as of late, in your 2014 E3 predictions episode, you guys predicted that the future of God of War involves Kratos beating up the Norse gods.
Okay.
This came true. Then you guys went on to envision a mellowed out but still irritated Kratos, where he works a boring desk job with a lot of minor inconveniences. I have the utmost faith in your guys' predictions, so I ask you, do you think this scenario will play out in Ragnarok to balance out the action, or is God of Accounting going to be a separate and greater game somewhere down the line?
Shout out to my friend Gerard. He worked on the series God of Work, which is literally Kratos working in an office job, and it's basically a parody of The Office. He did this for G4, so I love that this actually still somehow came true in a different way.
Good for him. He's still employed at G4.
Yes. I have not heard a single word Sean just said. Not a single word just came out after that.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I think it should be like a follow-up to the Accounting VR game, and you get to play as Kratos.
Yeah. Agreed.
You get to just, with the two controllers, like smash stuff if you get too upset. Right. Well, that's going to do it. That's questions for this week. If you want to send in questions for next week, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
The Ascent.
Not Conker. Rare replay itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the menus on your way to Conker.
Good answer.
Menus. Everything else in there.
The main menu, because as you get closer to Conker, you start having less fun because you know you're gonna have to hit start soon.
Yeah.
But I get an achievement for doing it.
Nice. There you go. The Big Con is mine. Some things to look out for. Our October TDP Plus poll is live, so go vote on that right now. And if you're a TVP fan, Paul and I talked all about the first 2 seasons of Only Murders in the Building. So if you like Steve Martin comedies, you should watch that show and then listen to our episode.
Yep.
I'm gonna be gone
some
for
of us,
a couple weeks.
Some of us will see you guys next week. Have a good time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.